What's good, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Unfiltered Youth Podcast. I'm here with the ladies today.
Hello.
Oh, yes. Yes. Introduce yourself, ladies.
I'm Rendani Bale.
Nane Mwedi.
Amanda Vilagasi.
Oh, and I am Nomsan Nube. And we're discussing friendship dynamics and brand alignment. Hectic. Okay, ladies, let's get into it. Let's speak girl code and bro code for the gents back there.
Hello.
Sanbonan. We haven't forgotten about you guys.
Don't worry.
I think you did.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Yeah. What do you guys think is the most important rule of girl code or bro code?
For girl code, I think once we become friends and I start sharing things that are deep in my heart, when we decide that we are breaking up our friendship, girl code says you cannot disclose whatever was said to you in confidence.
That's so true. Yeah.
For me, it's if you're going to date my ex, please tell me. Like, just to give me a heads up so I know, okay, my friend is going there.
So you don't have a problem?
I don't have a problem. No. What if my ex is her soulmate? I can't stop that. You know?
No, my thing is it depends on who it is and what my relationship was with that specific person. Because if you're going to date that specific person and I had such a horrific
Why aren't you moving on?
experience, it's not about
Heal.
moving on. No, it's not about healing. But it's a thing of when Mia was crying to you, when you are thinking, such a handsome snack.
It be like that in times.
Then you're not my friend. Hi.
But do you guys think it's a real thing? Because the older I get, the more I back away from girl code. I'm just it's just morals. Like, whatever you think is right. There's no code. What do you guys think?
I think it's the unspoken conversation. I mean, when we get into a relationship whereby we decide to become friends, there's no conversation when we say ground rules.
Oh,
A, B, C. It's
Do you
the
guys have those
unspoken
conversations,
conversation.
Like, now we are friends.
No, it
Oh,
just
it's
happens.
a thing of we speak on a regular basis and then
I see that I like you and I feel like
Then sneaking, they're
our
like,
brand
"Who's
alignments
this?"
are together.
and you're like, this
then,
is my friend.
No, it's just I think it flows in the conversations you guys have, and then you're like, oh, okay, we think alike, we do things similar, and then you're like, okay, we're friends.
So how do we differentiate friendship with acquaintances? Because
I
you
was
could
about
have
to say that.
you could have the same alignment with an acquaintance. How do you then say that's an acquaintance and this is my friend?
I think with friends, you then say I can share everything about my location with this person. Say, okay, I'm here. I'm going with this person. If I'm lost, check this. We share most things with each other. You understand? Because when you go out, at times you be like, yo, I'm going out with this guy. And we're like, okay.
You could be
Which
sharing.
You
could
can't
be
share with your
sharing-
acquaintance. That's weird.
No,
What do
you
you mean,
could
which
be
one?
sharing.
That's weird.
And I'm not sharing. What happens then? Because now we are definitely in my head.
Why is it
Acquaintances,
Yes.
exactly.
And whenever you are sharing, and when I'm helping you,
I feel
out,
like the conversations you guys have as well, you can see we're not friends. We tend to be oblivious as girls or even guys, oblivious that you can see that this is not my friend, and you keep saying, yo, my heart's broken. Hi, boo.
But how do you deal with uneven dynamics? Like, for example, we're friends, right? But you consider me your best friend, and you are not my best friend.
Namsa, can I tell you a story?
Yes.
Zanele and I.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, friend. Please don't hate me, but this happened. It's a true story. Zanele and I have been friends for a very long time. I think our friendship started somewhere in 2013. And at a point of our friendship, I thought to myself, Zanele is my best friend. Only to find out that Zanele still considers me as a friend. And when I realized that she still considers me as a
You're
friend,
hurt.
I had a meeting. I was like, hey, friend, we need to talk. Because I heard you saying to that other one that, Amanda is my friend. Am I just a friend? So we had a conversation about it, and we were able to find out where is it going, what's the future of our friendship, and we then decided to become each other's best friends. And she actually wanted to call it a sisterhood more than anything.
Naithandi best friend now. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's a problem.
No, Mara, sometimes it's
Have
just...
the conversation then, guys. If you feel like
How
it's
do
gonna be
you-
like
Communication.
yeah, are we best friends or we're just close friends or Renani, we've been friends for what? 14, 30 years. Are you my best friend or you my close friend?
You see,
Yo,
that's
this
the
one
thing.
is-
We never had
That's
this
it.
conversation.
On camera.
That's
I want to know.
go down.
I want to know. No, this is an
Mara, you
exclusive,
see,
guys.
That's the thing. We never had the conversation. And I say this because I also have a best friend, but it feels weird for me to call her a best friend. She's more like a sister. Yes, she's more like a sister to me. So when we have to now say best friend, I feel like awkward, and I think she feels the same way too. Because sometimes she's like, "I'm not your best friend. I'm more than that." So now, how do we label more than that?
I think also age and the
labeling.
vibe, because I want to bring in another friend of mine, which is Ndogozo. Sister is older than me. She's way older than me. But I don't know, we are so close. We speak so much that whenever I say, sister is my friend, she's always like, no, I'm your sister. But I feel like the relationship is so open that she is truly the sister that I've never had. Mina ngizalwe nabafana. So for me, her friendship or her love for me just conquers the fact that she is a sister more than a friend.
I think we'll stop labeling things. Just live life.
just
live
live
life. If you
No,
can,
but
if
you need to know, guys.
no, wait,
No,
wait,
you
wait,
need
wait,
to
wait,
understand
people.
let me finish. Let me finish. Let's stop labeling things, but have the conversation as to, can I trust you like that? Do you understand? And if I can trust you like that, then sure, great. This thing of labelings is this. That's why.
But you need to
heartbreak.
know if your brand aligns with that person.
It can
the-
align without me saying you're my best
You're
friend.
my
or
what?
It can. Again, you having the conversation and you hearing the conversations you're having. Okay, I can trust her. She does this like this. Then you the connect 1 + 1 = 2. You don't have to say 1 + 1 2. Okay, then ask what's 1 + 1 to the next person.
Then if that's the case, why do we have to have conversations about dating? If you are with a friend who is an opposite sex towards you, why do you then have to be specific with labeling? Because then you need to know whether you guys are dating or whether you guys are friends. Yeah. Why can't we label when it's same sex also?
Exactly. When it comes to friendship, why aren't
Yeah.
we labeling it?
Label.
Because we unfortunately, this is the way things are. We need labels so we know where we stand with certain people.
the moment I feel like
For
the moment
me-
you label it, things become.
No, you know why I say this, ne? Last year, I had a birthday. I had a 21st birthday, right? And it was a whole dinner. And I invited people I considered
My friends.
friends,
Yo.
right? No.
Linda, you didn't get the invite.
I didn't get that invite. Clearly, I'm not part of the friend group.
No.
I'm joking.
The friends that I invited were girls. It wasn't deliberate that it was just girls. It was just a thing of majority was just family, and then I'm like, let me just add 1 or 2 people so it becomes a thing for me as well. Not that you're not my friend, come on. But I invited a specific person in the hopes or in the belief that me and her were friendship. We were friends enough for 21st is a milestone. People make big celebrations. So I thought,
And yours was beautiful as well.
of course. But I invited her with the intentions of, okay, I thought we were at a certain point in our friendship. And then when hers came, I didn't get the invitation and I was hurt. Right?
imagine.
And then I realized, or maybe I put a label onto something that maybe she considers me just an acquaintance or a person that she goes to school with. And now I'm here thinking she's more than that. But the conversation never happened. That's what I'm saying. Conversations
Need to happen.
need to happen, and labeling it needs to happen. So I know where to put you next time when I have a birthday and it's a big, let's say, 25th birthday. I know if I'm inviting you or not.
I agree with you, Rendani. When you look at next thing, you're getting married. You
Exactly.
Need to
Do I
also
invite
set,
you?
Do I need to invite you?
Do I need to invite you to my wedding or not?
Because
Your sign, I mean.
no, but even if you're a signer, who do I then invite? Because
As my witnesses,
on
you need
Facebook-
witnesses.
On Facebook, I cannot consider you as a friend unless we are there. We are friends on Facebook. We are friends on Instagram or whatever. We work together. But are we there?
Exactly.
No.
Oh, yeah. I also think you need to label in order to know what role you play in that person's life. Because if I'm an acquaintance, I can't come to Nani and be like, girl, you need to do this in your life. Njani, where do I...
Unsolicited
you know,
advice.
yes, let's speak about unsolicited advice. Like, can you just give anyone advice?
Why?
Does-
It's like also, Nomsa, when you introduce Urendani to Utafato, hi, Utafato, meet my what?
My what?
friend,
Exactly. My friend, my
my
acquaintance,
acquaintance,
my schoolmate.
my colleague. What?
Meet Tafato, and then Tafato will speak as to what he thinks that he is to me. And then we'll have the conversation afterwards. Oh, I'm your friend. Oh, great. Now I know. Do you understand? Hey, this thing of labeling, guys, for me, for me, it's a lot. Because you see, puts us a lot of pressure. Oh, now I'm her friend. I need to give
I
her.
need to do
I need to
this.
do.
I don't
That's the
think
thing. It talks to Nomsa now. Unsolicited advice.
But I think if you're a friend and you are of a certain label, then you won't feel that burden if it's reciprocated.
True.
You'll not feel
Comes
like, yo,
naturally.
how do I know she said I'm your friend? I need to do 1, 2, 3. I need to do one. It just comes naturally.
yeah,
True.
You understand? So I think conversations need to be had, especially with friendship, because you are then getting hurt over things that honestly the person might not see the same way.
way as you do.
I just feel like women are just complicated.
Yeah.
Exactly what
Because
I was
like
thinking.
guys, it's just- I have mates and my best mates. That's literally it. Okay, I have acquaintances. Then there's my friends. Then there's the inner circle, right? So every guy's the inner circle. The board.
board
of
members.
directors. The guys that you go for advice. When you going through
through the
things.
most, yeah.
Men's conference when you want. You have the boys that you go to. Then there's like the general circle of friends that you just
Go bowling with.
Not bowling. Bowling is too intimate.
Exactly.
So it's like you have to know what you're doing with the people that you're doing it with. The guys I play soccer, there's 22 of them. I don't talk to them outside of soccer. There's certain people I do things with. Those are people I do those things with. They're not my friends. So for me to consider you a friend, I must have your WhatsApp number saved. That type
Yeah.
of thing.
Oh, so I'm your
Is
friend.
that why?
Thank you, Mbulelo.
Mara, he saved mine after 3 weeks. Are we friends?
It
Are
took
we
3
friends?
weeks.
He had to
Are
suss
we
it out.
friends?
He was shaking. He was black.
It also comes to when you try to plan a vacation, Bulelo. Do you then invite your soccer friends to a vacation to Bella Bella and stuff like that? You don't.
Okay.
You need to know where the friendship is, and these conversations need to happen. I always tell Luza, it's always important for us to communicate. I shouldn't be finding myself thinking and wondering what you are feeling as a friend.
Rendani, communicate.
You know what? Actually, this recently, what you're talking about recently happened where there was a break in communication in my friendship circle, right? And there's just a lot of tension. And one thing about me, tension is not my playground. So obviously, at some point it boiled up, and I'm like, actually, guys, like, what's actually happening? And only then there was long paragraphs, and I'm like, how?
All along you were
Where
keeping
did
this
You were
come
quiet,
from?
exactly.
And for me, I literally was also saying, I think earlier in the year, I'm like, Rendani, can we work on this? Can we work on it, right? Rendani or whoever, other friends. I did say, and I feel like they were not taking me seriously. Take me seriously sometimes.
And remember, guys, when the pandemic hit, do you know that I also was like, okay, now I need to start sifting and finding out who's my friend or not. Because with the pandemic, we were not now coming in and going to Tasha's for lunch, we were now in our own homes, in our own spaces. Did I still miss you? Did I still want to find out about you? Did you call me in the pandemic? Now, I think for me, in my life, the pandemic actually gave me an opportunity to sift, to find out, oh, okay, we are actually friends, or we are actually not friends.
But guys, okay, so on Rendani's point, right? There's a rift in your friendship, right? Okay. So if you have beef with someone in your friendship group, does Nani have to inherit the beef?
You're telling
Do
No.
you expect her to?
No, I don't. Because I realized, hore, unfortunately, in my friendship group, ne,
It has happened.
we were, I was labeled a certain label, right? Because of association. So that actually told me, hore, pila, inheriting people's beef is really not a thing.
Wise.
Yeah, don't inherit people's beef.
Not also
Just-
that being friends with that certain person. Like say I don't like, for me, if I don't like a certain girl and then when Danny's friends with her, it kind of makes you think twice as to if this girl would bring out my name, what would Rindani say? Do you understand? That's the one question I have only, like as to the conversation. If my name would ever come up, what would you say about me? Other than that, dude, be friends, live your best life.
I mean, I have a story, guys. My mom, this is a really deep story, but it's unfiltered, right? My mom had a quarrel with one of our neighbors, and I decided to inherit beef. When I saw my neighbor,
You hated her.
yeah, it was in the look, it was whatever attitude I could give at that specific moment, I could. Guess what? My mom reconciled, and I was still giving beef. And she didn't know that I'm giving beef. And you know, I'm fighting her battles. And I realized one day when I heard her laughing with the neighbor, and I'm like, hey, Bokel, look outside the window. It's my mom. It's my neighbor that I've been giving attitude to. They are laughing up a storm.
You know-
When she came back, I was like, hey, Bokel, I thought me and you were
Hating
on
me,
a
spite my
battle.
back. I feel like
My mom actually did that to me in high school, right? So I had a friendship group in high school, and we had a fallout. So we never really spoke, and this person lived like the next street after me, right? So then when she saw my mom, she was excited, and my mom was excited too. And I'm like, why are you greeting her? And then my mom's like, you guys' battles are your
you
battles.
battles, yeah.
Because tomorrow when you guys are friends again, what am I supposed to do as an adult? Now I'm supposed to not treat her differently again because you've reconciled. If you come to me and you say, this is my friend, I'll treat her the same throughout. Even if you guys never become friends again, my attitude towards that person will not
never
change.
change.
Yeah. Even for me, lesson learned. Do not inherit.
Yeah, don't inherit beef.
guys, the battle's not yours. If it's
Yeah.
Renani's battle, it's Renani's battle and God's.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like, don't put yourself in people's battles because tomorrow when we're happy, you're going
Then
to
you're
be
just like-
that person that we are saying,
Snacks,
when
everyone.
you wanted to sluganisa us.
Us,
And then what? You are left with news that you had no idea where they originated from.
And you could actually benefit some stuff from knowing Amanda. One day you have a toothache and you can't call Amanda because
You inherited
yeah,
beef
you
with them.
inherited beef and you're losing out on the benefits.
Exactly.
Guys, now that we're in our 20s, obviously we all have childhood friends. Do you consider childhood friends your friends? Because I feel like they become family or something like that. But someone said those are not my friends.
Ish.
It's tricky.
It's very tricky, ne? Because I have their numbers. I've got my childhood best friend's number. But are we friends? No.
Also me, I recently, well not recently, a few years ago, I got her number. But we had lost contact because she moved. Mara now, it's like, are we, not even best friends, but are we
tricky.
friends?
No,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think we're
tricky.
friends.
I think there's different kinds of friends. I don't have to talk to you every day for you to be my friend. Like
Okay,
personally
yes.
with my friends, I don't talk to my best mates every day. If I don't see you every day because of my daily activities, I don't talk to you every second day or third day. Like yeah, like I could go like a week without texting Tebo. It doesn't mean now it's less of my friend. So I think the same applies to childhood friends. Yes, you are friends, just not close or
like
talkative
before.
friends. But see yourselves when you guys are together.
Oh,
That's
Then
so
you
true.
know if you
You'll
guys are
kick
friends
it
or
off.
not.
Oh, yeah,
Because
that's so true.
that rapport you guys had when you're young, it's still there.
Oh.
Like when I go back home and Zim, I don't talk to my childhood friends a lot because of the distance or whatever, because, you know. But when I go back home, I make it a point that I go see them. And when we're together, I mean, it's vibes. But the moment I come back, that texting thing, it's not there, man. So they're still your friends, it's that they're not you know.
There's
Not-
degrees to it.
Yeah.
So, me and my childhood friends are my neighbors, right? So for me, when I go home, as Tafat was saying, I have to see them. But then there's another dynamic whereby when there's a problem at my house, let's say there was this other day I couldn't get hold of anyone in my home because there was load shedding, they didn't charge, and I was calling and I was calling and I was stressed. The next person I called was my friend, my childhood friend, who's also a neighbor. And I said, "Hey, boo, I'm trying to call home. No one is, I can't get through." She went and she had a look and she was like, "Oh, found them eating. They were even cutting cake. What's going on? Your mom was so happy to see me. Why are you so worried? Your family is fine." So, as Utafat was saying, those friendships, you don't have to talk to them on a daily basis, but you know that you have each other's backs when something happens. I shouldn't hesitate calling you. Then if I hesitate calling you or thinking about you, then I know that we are no longer friends. I am Fundanai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Okay.
Let's talk brand alignment, ladies. Do we know our brands? What's your brand?
We're figuring it out.
Yeah, hey, babe, we're still figuring it out.
We're
I think
moving.
our brands change all the
Constantly.
time.
That's so true.
They change all the time because then you get some life-altering things
Issues.
happening, and then you're like, okay, let me just shift into a little bit of a different direction. Let me do this, let me do this, let me alter this, let me alter that. So I think our brands currently, specifically in our 20s, are going to change a lot. And this is when we can then test the friendships that we think we have. If, as you're changing, are you still in accordance with the people that you're saying are your friends or not?
Personally, I feel like brand alignment is all about or the principles you stand for, I
Yeah.
guess. And personally for me, the one thing I look for in friendship, talking brand alignment, is how giving you are. Are you a stingy person? I can't stand a person that's stingy. Because if I'm gonna give myself, because for me, I feel like I'm a person that's giving.
Stingy in what sense though?
Like in general, like with your time, with your money, with not even to me, but just generally to anyone else.
Okay.
So I feel like if we're not on that same level, at some point in my life, I'm gonna feel like I'm giving you too much and I'm not getting anything. So so that's the first thing I look for. Second, I think every guy wants loyalty.
Everybody, not
everyone.
everybody.
So are you loyal? Are you loyal to me and are you loyal to our friendship? Then if we good on that, anything else, man, like we can fight it together. So that's for me brand alignment.
Yeah, I think I agree with Tafadzwa. I was speaking to my friend the other day, and I was saying that if you say something, if you constantly say something mean, or you're just mean to people, but you're not mean to me, I will just drift away from you and eventually ghost you. Because you're a mean person, and eventually one day
You're gonna be
you're
mean
gonna
too.
be mean to me. So I agree with Tafadzwa when I say morals and values are what I look at when I brand align.
Come back to one. Birds that what?
That's
Of the same feathers.
Of the same feathers fly together.
The problem with not being able to identify your own brand before you even start aligning is that if you don't know who you are or you don't know where you lie, you would then end up falling for anything.
Yes.
And then we then start looking the same. You wouldn't want to have a friend who's an alcoholic or in drug use or whatever the case might be. As she said, someone who's hola or mean and able to say harsh things to other people. Because then it starts looking like you or it starts growing into
Onto
you.
exactly.
You wouldn't want to start now continuing hovering over this relationship because for the benefit of whatever. Because at the end of the day, you guys start looking like each other. You start finishing each other's sentences. You need to fill my cup so that I can fill your cup. But then at the same time, you need to own and understand your own cup before someone else starts filling it up.
Can I ask a question about brand alignment? if you have this certain image of yourself and you have this certain thing, don't you limit yourself in the friends that you find? You say, I'm someone who likes playing sports, and then someone who likes dancing wants to be a friend and say it's not my brand.
That's what about that was
Is
my
it not
point.
limiting?
It's
Yeah.
very limiting, right? Yes, I get the morals, the principles, great. I totally agree with it, ne? But for me, if my friends are totally different from me, opposites attract. When you know that opposite attract, it's with my friends, right? I genuinely feel like it goes down to the conversations you have and where you I see yourselves in 5 years' time, you know? So this thing of, no, no.
Another thing, when Mbulele is you're asking that question, Guti, do you then want to be a friend with someone who's a dancer when you're a soccer star? Guys, don't you see a benefit of having a dancer in your life? You know, you guys are different, but you are good different, and you benefit from each other. You know, one or 2 days you must visit your friend and get some dance lessons. Don't close up your own friendship or alignment thing. Open it up because it opens up a lot of doors. You get to understand how other people think, how other people relate. You grow as a person.
Okay.
Do you guys choose your friends according to aesthetics? I saw this tweet the other day. It was saying that you keep on saying that you're surrounded by fake people because you chose your friends according to aesthetics. Pretty people are mean, guys. And I always used to say, I don't have any ugly friends. It's true. Hi, guys. But that's not the way to choose friends. What do you guys think?
I think with my friends, it's because we grew up together. And I was like, am I really ready? I've got friends that are outside, like we met and like, oh, great conversations, whatever. But the ones that I grew up with, it was like, okay. Whether you were ugly while you were growing up and now you're hot, I think we looked over the ugliness or whatever, and then we tried.
Hey! No, there's something in your friendship.
No, that's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that no, I was not laughing that in like disagreement. I was
Actually thinking about how we used to look before.
exactly.
So I think we looked past that and we just like, okay. And I think our parents also played a factor, and the church that we go to just played a factor. We're always in each other's circles and we had to make it work at that moment. And then obviously when you grew older, you're like, oh, okay. Oh, she makes sense in my life. She doesn't make sense, you understand? Because there are people that I'm not friends with and we went to church together, you know? We just grew apart or whatever.
What about the friends you choose today?
Today?
Do you look at how they look?
No.
Or you just say,
No.
I think for me, it's if we can, one, hold a conversation together. Two, if we're in each other's presence, do we feel like we are pressured to be a certain way or something? Just being able to be yourself in somebody's presence is what I look for in a friend. Unfortunately, fortunately, I wouldn't say my friends are ugly. It just so happened that they are pretty, but not that I went there specifically saying I'm going to be her friend because she's pretty. It just happened that it happened that way. Because there's a friend of mine, you guys, I didn't like that girl.
yeah, how?
I didn't like her when I first saw her. At first glance, I didn't like her. Right now, I can't live without. No, sounds a bit dramatic. But she plays such an important role in my life that I can't imagine my life without her anymore. Even though at first, I really didn't like her. And she knows this. I told her, I'm like, I didn't like you. I tell her all the time that I never liked you when I first met you because I thought you were 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And to realize that she's actually the opposite.
I think my friendship group also did that, right? There's certain people I'm friends with. They didn't like me because of association. They didn't like me because of association, right? And then you have a conversation with this person somewhere in the street and they're like, dude, you're actually a nice person. When I first
I thought
saw
you were mean.
I thought you were mean. I thought you were all that. And I'm thinking, this association thing is a thing, eh?
To be quite honest with me, most of my friends, it's all about vibes. It's all about the level of comfort that I feel when I'm in your presence. It's the level of being unjudged, truly self, you know. And I think when I look at this, I think that's why umjolo becomes difficult because boys, for some odd reason, they pressure us to become. And our girlfriends, relationships, they just allow us to be.
That's why I live by the quote, I'm unlearning to become.
Yeah.
Because this thing of, hey, we're told a lot of things. Be this person, do that.
You know?
And becoming because of wow.
I truly don't believe that whether you're beautiful or pretty, because Gafana, who's pretty enough, you know, who says
Who's
you are
determining
pretty?
that you're
yeah,
pretty,
what,
exactly,
what
and that you're
line are we
ugly or
using,
what?
you know? So for me, if me and you are gelling properly, if you and I are gelling properly, it's it for me. I'll be able to call you. I'll be able to lean on you for advice or whatever the case might be. That's the type of relationships I long for or I enjoy. I want to live a space where Nomsa and I were together and I'm like, wow,
This is beautiful. Yeah, no, I think you guys are wholesome hands because where I was coming from are those girls. You see the Instagram aesthetics, there's a grid and all. They don't post certain friends because you don't.
They don't
Ah,
align
you
with
don't
their
fit.
brand.
You
Yeah.
don't, yeah, the brand is not aligning. So do you guys think that's a thing? Or
It is.
Okay.
It is. I feel like I do have a friend. I feel like she doesn't post me because I don't align with her brand like that. But outside, I think her Instagram, we gel.
Yeah, I also have friends like that. It's a vibe. We're good friends, but on the
socials,
timeline,
I'm not.
you won't see
If
me.
I do appear, it will be on the story.
Exactly.
For-
That
you know,
for an hour.
disappears.
Mara, never a post
Yeah.
or a tag.
You know, I'd
Never.
I used to.
I've never experienced such, guys.
I don't think I don't post friends not because of brand alignment or they following a certain aesthetic, but it has always been me. But if I had an event like my 21st before my account was hacked, I had posted
You wanted money quickly.
I had posted those pictures and my friends were there, those that were there. Their pictures were there. But if you look at the rest of my page, it's just me. It's not because of you don't look aesthetically pleasing or what. It's just a thing of
Oh, we don't
when
have
it's
pictures together as well.
Oh, maybe, but it's just like Instagram. Me, I'm not big on. Oh my gosh, post me. You must tag me. If you don't do it, it's fine. If
I
you
do
do it,
mine.
then it's also fine.
Me and that friend that tags them, even if they weren't there, tag.
And she tags you.
I have a question, right? Talking about similar to what you're talking about, like your brands don't align, or they used to align, but they don't align anymore. So I was sitting here. I don't know if you guys remember Microwave Boys.
Oh yes.
It was what's his name?
Bulele and I are so black.
Okay,
I'm
but anyway,
also
what happened
blank.
is it's these two guys that had channel right on YouTube, and then this guy got cancelled because he beat up his girlfriend, whatever, right? So this whole debate thing was going on Twitter. I commented something, right? That's when I noticed Twitter's toxic. Then I just left from that point, right?
You
I was
don't
like,
post on Twitter. You just read the comments and the post there.
it's fine. So I was like, so they were canceling him, right? And like, nah, he must be cast out, blah blah blah. And then I was like, but then the other guy, as a friend, you must be there for your friend more than ever because he needs you the most. And then this girl just came at me. She's like, nah, you are, you know how feminists are. You're an apologist. Hey, blah blah blah. Why should she? So now my question is, your friend has done something wrong, right? It's not really part of your brand that you guys built together, right? And it's been cancelled. Do you still stick by your friend, or you ducking and diving?
I think you need to speak to your friend to friend, and say,
Your friend.
well, what's going on? Why did this? And sort of reprimand. I'm using this word for lack of a better word. Reprimand your friend and say, how, but dog, what's going on?
It goes back to what Nomsa was saying, unsolicited advice. If we are friends, you can reprimand, but if we are not friends, you can't. You can just watch. Would say, wow. You know, I want to touch
Or
on it.
explain. Sorry, just a bit. Or explain as to why they canceling you because I see. Uti, I ngani pega. One,
it's
2, 3.
there.
But they're canceling you because of this, right? And then if you're not seeing what I'm seeing, then that's when I'm saying,
There's a
"Chai,
problem.
let's leave." Do you understand? So let's have the conversation. Let's be uncomfortable about it. Make you think about it. And if you're not gonna think about it and see Woodsy, hey, you were wrong, then I'm good. Let's leave. Let me dip. Can you continue? Sorry. I'm sorry.
Sorry, just to add, there's a person I know who was friends with someone I was in a relationship with, right? And they had a huge scandal, the same scandal of beating up a girlfriend. And then this person came in our presence with some dodgy things on that person because they ran away from a situation that they had put themselves in. And I looked at my ex at the time and I'm like, in my head, you're aligning yourself with such a brand. Then he's like, no. So I'm like, if you are okay with him coming to you guys like this, I started thinking, what are
type of
you
a
about?
person?
Yes, you know?
Yeah.
And then he's like, no. We pulled him to the side and we reprimanded him on the side. But I was not sure if that really happened. But I was like, okay. But I was always very careful around that person. Not that you should be careful around your friends or the people, whoever's around should be careful because of what your friend has done. But it also,
It does factor.
Yeah.
it has a little bit of you have a little bit of a shift as a person to think, or maybe, just maybe,
It
Is this
goes
you?
also to
The
this.
birds flock thing.
Hayi unani unami namhlanje. Hayi. So it just goes back to what I've also seen on social media. There was a time when we were under the pandemic and we saw a rise in gender-based violence. I just thought to myself, everyone knows a woman that's being violated or that's going through under gender-based violence, but how many guys know a guy that's actually the perpetrator? They do. Are they reprimanding? Are you guys having those uncomfortable conversations?
It's
know
not
what
part
I-
of our brand to be friends with someone who beats someone up. So,
we don't know that.
We don't know that.
You know what? There's actually a post of a guy who knew his friend was doing this. Like, he's a well-known person, allegedly. He was beating up his girlfriends. He was known for this in his friendship group. But nobody really reprimanded him until he did something and they exposed him on Instagram. And I'm like, this whole time, what were you doing to prevent or to protect the people he was in a relationship with as a friend? If suddenly now, because you guys are no longer friends,
Because
you
he's
have a
done
fallout.
something to me.
Yes, he's done something to me. Now all of a sudden,
I want to
I
talk.
want to talk.
Yeah.
I think we need to just put your friends on blast, eh? At times.
That's true.
Just put them on blast.
Yeah.
Show them that I'm going big.
Hey, Mina, what I've seen with guys is that once I know what I'm benefiting something from you, I'm not gonna say anything. I've seen this. I don't
Once
want to
you
lie.
stop benefiting,
I've seen it. Abafana that go around and they drink together and they know what to wear. Now you're the one who's paying bottles and stuff. If you start doing crap, they protect you or they say nothing.
less.
They turn a blind eye.
That is very toxic. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
gents.
Gents.
It's also
Okay,
hands.
not all
It's also
gents.
hands. It's also hands.
Which ones? We don't know
Okay,
those
gents
ones.
and hands.
In closing, ladies and gents. So I'm the type of person, right? My friends are seasonal. So if I'm in primary, I have primary school friends. When I'm in high school, I have high school friends, and it ends there. University friends, it ends there. Work, it's work, it ends there. So I don't carry through my friends through the different stages of my life. I don't know. It just so happened like that. So what kind of closing remark or advice would you give to people to have long-lasting friendships the way you guys
Communication.
have?
Communication.
Definitely communication.
That's me, for me, it's communication and yeah, have fun together in that communication, I guess.
If you feel like our brains are no longer aligning, let's have a conversation
about
and
it
we
and we
determine whether termination of contract. We're
Expiry
no longer
dates.
friends. And what I said to you, like Amanda said in the beginning, what I said to you in confidence, let it stay that way. No bad blood.
Okay.
Let's just part ways. Like several people, men, hi guys, we adults. We may be in our 20s and we're living life, we're living free. But to a certain extent, we have a responsibility just to be civil with the next person, you know. So just communicate. If it's not working anymore, it's fine. Friendships end, relationships end. So let's just end amicably.
To be quite honest with you, it's okay if friendships end. I've realized that as well with my own journey with friends, is that sometimes you just don't know whether you were the problem.
Yeah.
You know, you're just like, oh, ma. But I've realized that now, time and time again, as you're saying, kapel, we grow out of it, or we move spaces that now probably long distance doesn't benefit the friendship. But whenever we meet, it's okay.
Yeah, there's no bad blood.
It's okay. Another thing is communicate. Open your lines of communication the best way you know how. Ozanele knows this. Amanda knows this. Sistogozo knows this. This is what I want through my friendships. That we rather communicate. You rather know where you are. I rather know where I stand, because I love loudly, easily, and I'm able to express it the best way I know how. So if we are no longer friends, if you feel that I am not longer valuable, then it's okay. Tell me so that I don't continue spending my time into this, or fitting into this relationship that's no longer there. Love passionately, love loudly. That's my best advice.
I said the communication.
Yeah, she said
Yeah.
hers.
For me, it's just
That's it.
communication.
That's
Guys,
that
if you
on
don't
that.
communicate, it makes it very difficult. Like Amanda saying, I'm gonna love you loudly, and then when are you going to love me indoors?
Or not love me at all.
Or okay, they love me. But yeah, let's do it. If we're going to do it inside, I mean, also love your friends according to your love languages.
That one. That part.
Yeah.
Love that for us. You heard it, guys. Communicate. Don't forget to subscribe, like,
Share.
Comment.
post what
We will respond
notifications.
to your guys' comments.
Definitely, we got
Trust
you.
us.
and
Comment.
tune in for the next episode.
Yeah.
Bye.